In the hospitality world today, AI isn't some far-off idea anymore. It's right at the center of everything we do, from the moment a guest books a room to the minute they check out. But as we dive into all this amazing technology, we've got to ask ourselves a really important question. How do we use AI to make the guest experience better without breaking the one thing our entire industry is built on, trust? Well, that's exactly what we're going to tackle in this explainer.
Hello, and a very warm welcome to all students of Europe Hotel School. I'm here to guide you on this online learning journey. My goal is to help you navigate the really exciting and sometimes complex world of AI and hospitality. We're going to be looking at how to support your professional growth in an industry that's changing fast, so you can step out and lead with real confidence.
All right, let's kick things off with an idea I like to call the digital handshake. Think about that classic welcome at a hotel, right? A warm smile, eye contact. It's that moment where trust begins. Well, in today's world, that first impression has gone digital. It happens the second a guest shares their personal information with you online. They're trusting you to use it to make their stay incredible. If you get this right, you started a fantastic relationship. But if you get it wrong, well, that trust can be lost for good. Now, this digital handshake leads us straight into a huge challenge for every single hotelier out there: the personalization paradox. It's a real head-scratcher. On one hand, our guests expect us to know everything about them, to anticipate what they want before they even ask. But on the other hand, they are, and rightly so, incredibly concerned about their privacy. So how on earth do we balance these two things? This slide just lays it out perfectly, doesn't it? On one side, guests are saying, "Know me." They want us to remember they like a room on a high floor, or send them a personalized offer for the spa because they loved it last time. They want to feel seen. But at the very same time, they're demanding, "Respect me." They want total transparency about what data we have, they want to give clear consent, and they expect us to guard their privacy. It's a real tightrope walk. So how do we walk that tightrope? The answer is actually found in our industry's oldest and most valuable asset: trust. We have to remember that AI, at the end of the day, is just a tool. A very powerful tool for sure, but still just a tool. The real goal is what it's always been: to build a strong, lasting relationship with our guests. And that has to be built on a foundation of trust. I mean, this right here gets to the absolute heart of it. For every new piece of AI, for every algorithm we think about using, we have to ask ourselves one simple question: is this going to build trust with our guests, or is it going to chip away at it? If the answer isn't a loud, clear yes, it will build trust, then it's just not the right move for us. It's really that simple. Okay, so this all sounds good in theory, right? But how do we actually put it into practice? It's not enough to just mean well. We need a solid, practical, ethical toolkit. And this toolkit is really made up of two key things: knowing the rules of the road and having the right systems in place to help us follow them. So the foundation of our toolkit is, of course, regulatory compliance. Now, a lot of people hear things like GDPR over in Europe, and they think, oh, bureaucracy and red tape. But I want you to see it differently. These regulations are actually a blueprint for building trust. By following them, we're sending a clear signal to our guests that we take their privacy seriously, and we're committed to protecting their data. It's the baseline. Let's be honest, in a busy hotel, managing all of this data is a massive undertaking. And that's where platforms like OneTrust and TrustArc are so helpful. They help us manage guest consent and keep track of data permissions. So, for instance, they can automate the process to make sure a marketing email only goes to a guest who said yes, please, and they make it super easy for that guest to change their mind later. These are the tools that turn complex rules into simple, everyday good habits. But here's where we really need to shift our thinking. Being compliant with the law, that's just the beginning. That's the price of admission. To build real, genuine, lasting trust, we have to go way beyond just the legal requirements and think about the true spirit of hospitality. Let's really pause on this for a second. Does compliance equal trust? The answer is a hard no. Absolutely not. See, trust is an emotion. It's a relationship. It's a feeling. And you can follow every single rule in the book and still shatter that trust in a heartbeat. Just imagine this scenario. A guest is browsing in your hotel's gift shop, looks at a watch for a minute, and then 5 minutes later, they're scrolling on their phone and an ad for that exact watch pops up. Now, that might be technically legal, but how does it feel? It feels a little creepy, right? It feels intrusive. And that's the kind of thing that really damages a brand. The guest doesn't care if you're compliant, they just feel like you've crossed a line. And this is exactly where human oversight is absolutely critical. This is where you come in. As the future leaders in this industry, you're the ones who will ensure that your hotel's technology is always in sync with your values. AI can be an amazing assistant, but it's up to us, the humans, to lead it with wisdom and a real heart for our guests. Now, if there's one big idea I want you to take away from this, it's this. Ethics isn't a burden. It's not a set of boring rules that hold you back. It's your superpower. When you make ethical AI a core piece of your strategy, it becomes the single greatest competitive advantage you can have. So how do you actually do it? How do you build that deep loyalty? It's really a three-step process. First, you embed ethics right into the DNA of your AI strategy. Second, you use that ethical approach to fiercely protect both your guests and your brand's reputation. And what's the result? You end up creating an experience that's not just personal, but profoundly trustworthy. And that is the secret to building relationships that last and a business that thrives. The hotels that are going to win in this new era are the ones who truly get this. They'll be the ones using AI not just to be more efficient, but to build deeper, more meaningful, more human connections with their guests. They will prove, without a doubt, that cutting-edge technology and old-fashioned trust can and absolutely must go hand in hand. So as you move forward, as you begin your careers, I want you to carry this question with you every single day. How will I use technology to build trust? Because the answer to that question won't just define your success as a leader, it will define the very future of our incredible industry.